Hi everyone, it's Patti Trevino, and I am so honored and thrilled to bring to you today Mr. Stephen Thomas. And you may be familiar with Stephen. He is publicly known throughout Southern California and also on a national and global basis. He is our local guru on economics and what's going on in real estate in Southern California. Stephen has been in the real estate business for 23 years himself. He comes from a long bloodline of real estate professionals within his family. His father is the immediate past president of the National Association of Realtors, and his most important job is a father to 6 beautiful kids. So Stephen, if you could share with us the Southern California market and the year-end results for 2013, how did Southern California market fare overall, and what were the key contributing factors?
It fared really, really well. 2013 over 2012 were very similar years. The biggest difference is the number of distressed homes. We did a lot fewer distressed homes in all of Southern California compared to 2012. So it was almost a clearing out in 2012, and now it's really diminishing to a point where the distressed properties are no longer acting like a drag on the overall housing market.
Excellent. Did we see growth then in home prices in 2013?
Oh, it was exponential growth. For the first 3 quarters of the year, there was very, very little inventory. And then that began to change. When we got to about middle of March, that's where we were at a low. From there on, we started adding to inventory all the way through October. And as the inventory started to grow and grow more, it slowed down appreciation to the point where month to month we were not really appreciating at the end of the year, but we really appreciated like crazy for the first 3 quarters.
Interesting. Very good. Okay. Can you give us an analysis of where the market is currently today?
Currently, it's a little bit different than a year ago. A year ago, anything that came on the market, it had exponential offers. There was like 20 offers within moments of placing it on the market. Now it's a little bit different. Buyers today want to pay their fair market value. That's what it's all about. They want to pay what the last comp was. Last year this time, if something came on the market, it generated 20 offers, it could go $10,000, $20,000 above the list price, and they were listed $10,000, $20,000 above the last comparable sale. So things were flying off the market at a very hot pace. Now today, buyers want to pay fair market value. So those homeowners that have their homes on the market at fair market value will do pretty well. Those that are trying to take advantage of the market like they did last year and have their prices above the last comparable sale might sit for a while.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. As we start 2014, what are the key items that home sellers should consider if they are listing their home?
Number one is listen to your realtor. Absolutely. And I'm not just saying that because you're a real estate agent talking to me.
Yes.
It's the fact that everybody thinks that they know everything they need to know about real estate. They don't. They're not in the trenches every day reading the economic reports, following it like we do. It's our craft. So at the end of the day, you got to listen to the experts. And the experts are what they're saying is completely different than what they were saying a year ago. The market has changed. You really need to hone in on price. And you can only do that by listening and approaching the market the way it needs to be approached. You need to be at fair market value.
Okay, great. And what about buyers for 2013?
Yeah,
14, sorry.
Can you believe it? We're 2014 already. So, yes, buyers, they want to pay fair market value, but they have to be careful. If there's a wall that's painted green, you don't get a $20,000 discount because the wall is painted green. Last time I checked, a painter can go in and you can spend about $1,000 to get all the walls any color that you want. Mm-hmm. So that's not a $20,000 discount. So they have to be careful on when they start to see things that, this needs a little work here and there. It's not going to subtract as much from value as what they anticipate. So they need to be realistic as well. Sometimes their idea of fair market value isn't really fair market value. They need to really hone in on what is fair. And that's what's most important. That's the driving force for our market today.
That's good. Okay. What impact, if any, will new construction have on the local market?
Yeah, it's not as big of an impact even though we're seeing more of it. We're seeing more of it because we're coming from a threshold of nothing. We weren't really building anything. Now we're still building, but we're not building the clip that we were many, many years ago because there's a scarcity of land. So there is some in South Orange County, but there's some in Huntington Beach, there's some all the way up in Brea, there's some all over the place in all of Southern California, but that is becoming an issue everywhere, that there's not as much on the market. So with that, even though it might seem like a lot, they don't build everything all at once. There's areas that are going to have 20,000 homes that they're going to build, but they're going to do it over 20 years. So it's just they control their own demand. They know that they can't put it all on at once, or they'd flood the market. So they create their own demand by only releasing a few at a time.
Very good. That's an interesting concept. Okay, and what would you say is the forecast for 2014, and what are the economic and global factors that will most significantly impact these results?
That's
Loaded,
a loaded question at the end there. Where I think we're going as far as real estate is concerned is we've done a lot of appreciating so far. Mm-hmm. So the big change for this year is probably going to be interest rates. We're probably going to see interest rates go up. And as they go up and people that want to pay fair market value, what's going to happen is we're not going to get as much appreciation as we did. I'm calling for less than 5% appreciation for the year when we're looking year over year. I look at it as more of, if anybody's taken off from John Wayne Airport, which is down the street from where we're at right now, you take off at this extremely fast clip, and then you're going over the Back Bay and you slow down. Well, we already did that big, fast clip. We're over the Back Bay right now, and we're going to be there for most of 2014.
I like that analogy. Very
and
good.
So your loaded question at the end?
Yes.
Loaded question is, that is one of my, I actually put that as a caveat. One of the things that I'm concerned about is everything going on globally. Not only globally, but locally. We have an election this year. Mm-hmm. So, and we all know that that's a big, the government has been doing some things toying with the economy that has just been atrocious. Look at October. They had an approval rating of 10%, and I've been saying it. A lot of the places I've been talking, I want to meet these 10%. They should almost be profiled. I don't know who was approving of anything in October. But so there's so much uncertainty that's out there that, one thing happens in Greece, and there's a ripple effect across all of the world. So there's really, that uncertainty is kind of what makes people hedge a little bit. That's why buyers also want to say, you know what, I'm comfortable with paying fair market value. I don't want to go above and beyond because there's a little uncertainty in the world right now.
What about the refinance market for homeowners who want to refinance? Is it too late for them?
Absolutely not. They have to understand that at 3.5% a year ago, they might be looking back at that saying, gosh, I wish I would have done it then. That's funny money. At 4.5%, it's still funny money. The government has come in and they've set the bar for these interest rates, and now they're going to be taking away that the what I refer to as the blankie or the binky. They're taking that away, and when they do, ultimately interest rates are going to rise. Before the market turned, we were at 6.7% as for the interest rate. We're at 4.5% right now. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of it because we're never going to see these interest rates at these levels again anytime soon.
Very good. As far as investors go, are there still a lot of investors in the current market?
Yes, investors, they've kind of left the market for the most part. There's still some investors that are here, but they went to the Inland Empire and they went to the inland areas of California, but they've even moved on from there. And now it's up to them to look for other places. There'll still be pockets of opportunities here, just not as many as there were before. What they have to do is look at homes that have been on the market for 120 days. Those are the sellers that might be a little bit more motivated. Look for one that needs a little bit of work, and they might be overpriced, bring them down to reality, and they could probably pick up something there.
I know we've talked about home ownership. What about rentals? What's the current rental market like?
Occupancy rates are at all-time highs, and what that does to rental rates is it drives them up higher and higher. I mean, the Rose Bowl is a great analogy. I mean, we had great weather. Everybody was watching it, not only across the country, but around the world, and they were seeing what great weather we have in the middle of the winter. I have a brother and sister that live in Wisconsin. Their real feel was 44 degrees. I was near the beach. It was 77 degrees. They stamped a photo of their picture of what the temperature was. I gave them mine. I didn't hear back from them.
I don't understand why. That's funny. Okay. As far as the different price ranges go, the zero to $1 million market, over $1 million to $2 million, and then the over $2 million market. Any thoughts on those markets as far as values and so forth in 2014 and the activity they might see?
Yeah, well, we're seeing all ranges. We're going to see the expected market time increase, which will slow down any kind of real appreciation that anybody feels in any of those ranges. But you have to understand they are three distinct ranges for a reason. From 0 to 1 million, you can sell the property typically within 60 days if you're priced right. If you between 1 and 2 million, now you're looking at four months expected market time. And then above $2 million, well, that's where you really get to know your real estate agent, because you're going to be with them for at least a year. And it's what I refer to as the frozen market. Anything that's in double digits when you're working with somebody for a year, there's just not enough homes in the market. Above 4 million, for example, here in Orange County, there's over 300 homes in the market. Only 23 sell within a month. That's going to take a long time to exhaust that inventory.
Excellent. Well, you've given us so much great information on where we were in 2013, where we're going in 2014. I know you don't have the crystal ball, Stephen, but if you could share with us maybe some hot tips for sellers or buyers for the next 5 years?
Yes. As far as a buyer is concerned, buy now. And you might be looking back and going, gosh, I wish I would have purchased a year ago. But you know what? A year from now, you're going to say the same thing. Even if values stay the same, which is what I think that they're ultimately going to do, a year from now we're going to be looking at higher interest rates. That changes how much you're going to be paying on a monthly basis. We shop for cars based upon our payment. We need to shop for our homes based upon what the payment's going to look like. And understand that if you're purchasing a $750,000 property, look at where interest rates are today at 4.5%. Look at where they are at 5.5%. Does it make sense for you to wait? That's as far as buyers are concerned. For sellers, I would factor in, we've done a lot of run-up in pricing. Don't expect another run-up in pricing anytime soon. So instead, we're going to have, between 0 to 5% appreciation that will match what we have in inflation. And that's more of a normal market. We haven't had one of those in a long time here in California, but that's where the market is heading right now. So make your decisions based upon not a lot of real appreciation.
Stephen, thank you so much for your time today. My viewers and I really appreciate the time you've taken to discuss with us the different aspects of the current market. And for those of you watching today, if you want to go ahead and subscribe below on this video, I'll go ahead and send you a current copy of Stephen's Reports on Housing.
For more information regarding real estate, please contact Patti Trevino today. For any information about mortgage financing, please contact Maria Cowie at Alpine Mortgage Planning.